welcome. My name is Lisa Boson and I wrote the workbook, Your Plant-Based Test Drive. I have classes on Learn It Live, and what I want to do over the next 20 minutes is really just walk through some ideas of how the Bosons, how we manage our plant-based lifestyle. As you go through the two classes on Learn It Live, you'll learn a lot about the history of plant-based lifestyle, what to do, how to implement it. One of the things that does come up is kind of what happens, and I think what does happen is everyone finds their own path and their own products to have at home, their own new normal. And so what I'm going to do today is to share with you some ideas of what our new normal is, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. So to get started, we're going to kind of go through the vegetable path right now. We tend to always have greens, a bag of spinach in the refrigerator, either for salads or for smoothies, or just maybe as a base for maybe some grains or some lentils. So it's a nice kind of thing on your plate to have as a base. Add some greenery. We tend to always have a bag of chopped green of sweet kale salad mix, whatever variety it is. This particular one is Taylor Farms. Eat Smart has one, and a lot of the grocery stores now have their own varieties. The nice thing about these is they always have the cruciferous vegetables, and what we were focusing on for us is cruciferous vegetables, so we get the phytonutrients to kind of combat and prevent cancer. So, and just a nice adjunct to get your cruciferous vegetables in. You don't have to chop and all that kind of thing. So it's just super awesome. So in addition, at varying times, about 2/3 of the time, I have some kale in the refrigerator. And what I like to do is just go ahead and bite on the stem and then cut it off the stem, massage it a little bit and put it in bags. And then you always have it to add to a salad and to a soup and so forth. So we have kale. My husband would like for us to have more carrots, but we do have carrots. These are actually heirloom carrots, so they may not look like the perfect orange carrot that you get in the bag at the store. But I will tell you that once you eat whole carrots and learn to prepare your own carrots, the baby carrots just aren't enough. So we have carrots. Learned how to actually roast those, but sometimes they're just good raw. A good heirloom carrot that is raw is just superb. And then we have variations on a theme of potatoes. So if you're a Blue Zone fan, it's all about the yam and the potatoes. So we either have Japanese yams or purple sweet potatoes or orange sweet potatoes. So these are super just to do a variety of things with, either to bake, to steam, to roast. And they're just beautiful, so they add color. So if you've been taking my Learn It Live classes, you'll learn that, gosh, plant-based dishes are really beautiful and colorful, and so you want to use colorful ones. It's not to say you can't use a white potato, but gosh, when you have purple and orange, they just add such beautiful color to a dish. And you can make flatbreads out of them, so I highly recommend going out to a YouTube video and learning how to make flatbreads with beautiful colored sweet potatoes. In addition, we got really hooked on these purple, just beautiful baby potatoes. And you can put them in your Instapot. You can steam them for 12 minutes, and then you've got something, nice little snack. In addition, you have the petite golds. So a lot of times we think, oh, potatoes are just, bad for you, but it's really all the stuff you put on the sweet potato. But once you have a steamed sweet potato with just a little bit of sea salt, this makes a wonderful snack, and the purple ones just add such a lovely color to your salad. So I highly recommend those. Just going to flip those back here for a moment. I'm going to leave the sweet potatoes because we're going to come back to that in a moment. And the kale. So let's talk about fruit. So, we have a few more vegetables here. So, absolutely, mushrooms, kind of whatever family that's in. But these are wonderful roasted. And so it's nice just to get you some baby bellas, roast them in the oven, maybe even with some smoked soy sauce to give it a nice little smoky flavor. And keep these for all kinds of things, toppings, or make your quinoa mushroom walnut burger. So these are generally in the refrigerator, and these are in the pantry. The multicolored little baby vegetables. You can chop them up and garnish your salad, or just if you just need a spot of color on something, you know, go for it. That's what this is for. Phytonutrients, but also some color. And so let's see, what else? Yeah, so we tend to always have bananas, so we can put those in smoothies or just split and have a snack. And then grapes and berries, those are our favorite. You're going to find your own favorite. You may decide, you know, I'm not really a berry person, and that's totally cool, because the idea about eating plant-based is eat what you enjoy. You know, try some different things. You will acquire a taste. But yeah, just kind of play with it, have some fun. It's all about the color. Look at all the different colors I've shared with you so far. Then we tend to have an avocado. These beautiful Atafa mangoes. Sometimes they're called champagne mangoes. Sometimes they are called butter mangoes. I like them better than the green ones because they just have a softer texture. They seem to ripen better for me, so I'm kind of fond of these. And then I always have apples. I just like apples, and I like all the different varieties of apples that we have now. I'm going to slip back to the peppers for just one moment. And then the colored peppers. Now these honestly are not my favorite. My husband's favorite. They're my favorite. But you don't have to just have them fresh in a salad. When they start looking kind of shrivelly, but you don't want to throw them away, but they're not really pretty to look at, you can always cut them in half, put them in the oven, roast them, and then peel them and use them in a soup or in a sauce, and they're just lovely and sweet. You can add some Berber spices and get a little Middle Eastern thing going on. So, you know, don't discount them if they look kind of sad. Just roast them, peel them, and use them. You'll get some really beautiful vitamins and some minerals and so forth from them. So never waste a vegetable unless it just looks really crummy. And then last, I have this really cool asparagus container. It's kind of cool. And honestly, asparagus is kind of like this. If you kill an asparagus, it's just awful. So a lot of people just, you know, roast them. That's totally cool. But what's an easy way to do it is wrap some, chop off about maybe 2 inches off of an asparagus stem, and then wrap them in a wet paper towel and microwave them for just 1 or 2 minutes, just enough to turn them a nice green. Keep them a little crunchy, and then rinse them in some cold water. You don't necessarily have to do an ice bath. And then you just have a nice asparagus to either chop up and put in a salad, add at the last minute, and I mean the last minute, to a stir fry. You don't want to kill an asparagus, because you know how asparagus is. It gets gross when it's overcooked. So yeah, asparagus is kind of one of our go-tos. And then we also tend to have like snap peas and sugar peas in the refrigerator. And so snap peas, sugar peas, and asparagus are a great quick salad. So we have that, and then also pomegranates. Pomegranate seeds are just nice to have this time of year. Learn how to cut one in half and bang out the seeds, and just adds a little color, a little tartness, maybe a little sweetness. So just to a salad. You can't have them year round, but they're just nice to have when you can have them. So beans, gosh, beans. So when you're test driving, okay, there's, hundreds of different kinds of beans. In the plant-based test drive, you have a check-off list of about 20 to 25 legumes and beans that you can try. Some people are just pinto bean people. Some people don't like lima beans, but I will tell you, lima beans smashed with thyme and salt and a little bit of lemon takes lima beans to a whole new level. But don't kill yourself. Most of you work, and so it's important that you use something like canned beans. That's totally fine. Cannellini beans, garbanzo beans, black beans. I think kidney beans. Garbanzo beans are the most forgiving, and they cross the most cultures, so it's very hard to be on a plant-based diet and be on the standard American diet as well. So you really want to familiarize yourself with the bean that you can use in multiple cuisines. So garbanzo beans is kind of it for me. So we're going to leave that one out for just a moment. But make it easier on yourself. Canned beans are perfectly fine, but then also as you use the plant-based test drive, try some different things. Try some French lentils. They're like my favorite. They hold their shape. You don't overcook them. They're kind of elegant. So French, French beans, awesome. Try those. Give those a try. So absolutely. So we've talked about grain. Oh, we have talked about grains. So I'm going to tell you, if you're doing the test drive and you're working, it's totally acceptable to do something like frozen grains that are ready to go, boil and bag, brown rice, go for it. You are working, you're trying to be healthy. This is something from Costco, and I think it's available now in stores, called Seeds of Change. 7 whole grains. Put it in the microwave and you're ready to go, and you get 7 different kinds of grains. So these are very useful, especially if you're trying to test drive some new grains. Maybe you're like, quinoa, millet, like shoot me and put me out of my misery. Give it a try. Try it on small scale things, or where it's already combined with other grains. It'll make it easier. So, give yourself a break. Take it kind of easy. And so we're going to do something fun with this in just a moment. My husband loves steel cut oatmeal, so we buy it in bulk, and then he makes it in the Instapot, and then he puts it into muffin tins, and freezes it, so he's got his ready to go. You're going to find what works for you. Some people might be, steel cut oats. I really like chia seeds in plant-based milk, so that might be your thing. So seeds, so you're going to find your nuts and seeds. You're going to test drive some seeds and see what you like. We really like pine nuts and sunflower seeds and almonds. I have all kinds. I go ahead and I toast them and I put them in the freezer so they're ready to go. You're going to find that some seeds you like, some you don't. That's totally fine. This is a test drive. That's why it's called that. So some quick things that are in the test drive that you might want to try. And let me grab one more thing. Something that is mentioned is that a spice shop is your best friend when you're doing the test drive and when you're trying to go plant-based. So, I'm fortunate that I have a lot of different spices. I have spice jars all over the place with individual spices. If you are working, you have a family, go for the spice mixtures that are at spice shops. They have so many. Gosh, we've got Greek seasoning. We have Ras Hanoum. We have the ultimate umami spice blend. We've got Tuscan truffle. So, visit your local black truffle garlic seasoning. I mean, doesn't that sound yummy? So visit your local spice shop and really go for the blends and walk in and say, hey, I need to try new cuisine. What kind of spice blend do you have that I could try? And more than likely, they'll be able to give you something. So your spice shop is your best friend. Not everyone has time to sit there and create their own spice blends at home. And these really small packets are really great ways to try a Greek seasoning. And then if you don't like it, you haven't invested, 6 different kinds of spices. You're like, okay, I can do Greek with some black-eyed peas and follow the Icarian diet. So kind of thinking about what we've put together here, and these are in the plant-based workshop as well. And that is, you're in a hurry, and it's totally okay, I think, to use things that are available at Walmart or Target or anywhere where you have things that are ready to go and that are already plant-based. So I'm going to give Target a little plug. They have Simply Balanced vegan Indian sauces. So let's say you're busy. You can grab one of these Vindaloo simmer sauces. You can grab some tofu, or maybe one of the lower fat, keyword lower fat, meat substitutes in the freezer section, or maybe you want to use textured protein. You can bring in some garbanzo beans. You can use your 7-grain whole grain packet or your boil and bag brown rice and have that. You can top it with some cashews, okay? And this could be just a lovely dish. Then you could add in your kale salad. You could top it with some pomegranates. And then there's our mango. Then you could just add a little mango for some sweetness. And you could add even more, some like nutritional yeast with some spices to add to your salad. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, most of these prepared, that will give you a nice layered dinner and lots of nutrition. So just an easy way to create a dish when you're working in your home and you've got 30 minutes to put together a meal. So an option number 2 is we tend to always have some tomato sauce available. I like to get mine at Home Goods because they bring in jars from Italy, and I have this thing for Italy. Sometimes they have less added sugar, but they're always just totally yummy. So we tend to always have, and then cooked tomatoes are always better. I can't remember exactly what it is in them that when you cook it, it's better for you. I'm just drawing a blank right now. But cooked tomatoes, so my husband has to have a certain amount of cooked tomatoes every week for his treatment plan. And yeah, and then there's all variations on a theme of whole grain pastas. So pastas are a processed food, but whole grains. They have multiple grains in them now. I kind of like some of the burrito stuff that's out there that's whole grain, whole wheat, multi-grain. This one has lentils, pea protein, chickpea, barley, spelt, and whole wheat. So it's kind of like all the ancient grains in it. And it has a wonderful texture. So maybe I'm doing a plug for them, but they tend to have really interesting product line. So you could put these two together with with maybe some cannellini beans, because we're going to go with the Italian theme. You could sprinkle on some Italian herbs. You can add some pine nuts, okay, for that added, Italian flavor. And maybe have a romaine salad, and you've got a really nice dinner with maybe 6 ingredients. So I think there's a little bit of Whole Foods, absolutely, as close to the original source as possible, but sometimes that's not possible. So how can we eat plant-based? How can we eat vegan without a tremendous amount of fat and calories? So these are just some ideas. And then finally, I want to talk about umami. And so one of my students in one of my classes said, I'm going to miss the flavor of meat. How can I make things taste like meat? It's a little bit hard to make it look like meat, but what you want is that umami and that kind of glutamate that makes us feel warm and fuzzy on the inside and feel like we're eating a steak. So I can't promise you that tofu is going to do that. Smoked mushrooms, at least mine do. They satisfy me. But the things that will add some kind of that feeling, that glutamate, that kind of yummy, warm, I had some beef flavor, is something called, it comes in these different products. So it comes in miso and fermented products. So the red, yellow, and white misos are always good. I do not have them there. Certainly soy sauce does. Certainly a touch of Worcestershire will give you that. Mushrooms, tomatoes will give you that. But there's just also these other little products. So our smoked, this is my find, smoked soy sauce is the bomb. So the soy sauces, Magi will give you a little umami. And you just shake it in. You don't need like a half a cup. You just need a cup. It's potent, so a few sprinkles. And then I love porcini powder, which you can get on Amazon, which is ground up porcini mushrooms. You can do a little bit of the same thing with other mushrooms. Just dry them and put them in a coffee blender and blend them up. I've done that with chanterelles. But the porcini powder is the bomb. And then the last is Marmite. So Marmite, some Europeans eat this on bread for breakfast. What I discovered in one of my cookbooks that I was reading is how to create even more umami in a dish. So one way is to combine forces, maybe to take magi, I believe I'm saying that correctly, a little bit of Marmite, maybe some Worcestershire or soy sauce, or miso. So when you blend at least 3 of these types of ingredients together, they compound each other, and they're similar, but they're not exact. So when you bring them together, they complement each other and really enhance each other, and you get even more of an umami taste. So I've used these 3 like in a vegetable soup, and it takes it from tomatoey to a much richer, beefy, in parentheses, beefy flavor that is really warm and comforting. So I think that is it. I just wanted to take some time and share with you just some techniques that we use in our household. As I said, everyone kind of finds their new normal. This is our new normal. At any given time, these products are in our house, and we can pull together different dishes. You're going to find that too as you go through your plant-based journey. You're going to find things you love and enjoy. And so, yeah, good luck on your journey. Follow me on It's Your Season Life. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe, and follow me. I'll have some more classes out on Learn It Live in regards to plant-based, or if you haven't taken the Introduction to a Plant-Based Lifestyle and Plant-Based Me Oh My, where you actually receive the 42-page workbook, please do so. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful, and good luck on your journey.